Hey lovely viewers, welcome to our channel Grey's Anatomy Official. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5 is shaping up to be one of the most emotional episodes of the season. Titled Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, the episode focuses on grief, identity, and the difficult choices doctors must make every day. This week, Simone takes center stage when a patient arrives carrying photos of Simone's late mother, who died while giving birth to her. The encounter forces Simone to confront the past she never knew and opens the door to long-awaited answers about her family. Viewers can expect raw emotion as Simone searches for closure and understanding. Meanwhile, Blue and Jules face their own crisis when they treat a diabetic patient who can't afford insulin. Rather than wait for the patient to seek help, the two interns take a dangerous risk, making a house call and bending hospital protocol. Their storyline highlights a real-life issue affecting millions: the high cost of essential medication. Blue's growing frustration with the healthcare system raises the question, is saving a life worth breaking the rules? Elsewhere, Jo handles a complicated pregnancy case that presses on emotional tension between her and Link. Their relationship has been strained since Link's recent outburst, and this episode may finally force the pair to confront their feelings head-on. Outside of the episode, fans are still buzzing about recent developments, from theories surrounding Lucas Adams' mysterious parentage to the heartbreaking passing of actor Brad Everett Young and renewed attention on Private Practice, Shonda Rhimes' spin-off now streaming free. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5 airs Thursday and will be available for streaming on Hulu. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5, Blue and Jules Take a Risk in Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. Check spoilers inside. In Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5, Simone will face an emotional case tied to her late mother, Jo handles a tough pregnancy case, and Blue and Jules risk it all to save a diabetic patient amid a broken healthcare system. The doctors at Gray Sloan Memorial are once again preparing for a week full of emotion, difficult choices, and personal revelations. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5, titled Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, is all set to air on Thursday, November 6, 2025, and will later be available to stream on Hulu. This episode promises to be one of the most emotional of the season, focusing on deeply personal challenges faced by Simone, Jo, Blue, and Jules. Simone's patient brings a shocking revelation. The spotlight in this episode shines on Simone, who faces a case that hits closer to home than she ever imagined. The synopsis reveals that she will treat a patient who holds a surprising revelation, and the promo confirms that the patient has photos with Simone's late mother. This connection brings back long-forgotten emotions for Simone, who never got the chance to know her mom. She tragically died during childbirth at Gray Sloan Memorial. This storyline connects back to Simone's introduction in the series, where her mother's death was mentioned but never fully explored. Now, fans will finally see her uncover pieces of a past she never knew. The case not only adds depth to Simone's story, but also ties into the show's theme of finding personal healing through medicine. As Simone navigates this emotional discovery, viewers can expect heartfelt scenes that explore grief, identity, and closure. Blue and Jules take a risk for their patient. While Simone faces her emotional journey, Blue and Jules take on a case that tests their moral limits. They treat a diabetic patient who has let her prescription lapse. But instead of waiting for the patient to come to the hospital, they make a house call, something that could get them in serious trouble. Their patient's story reflects a painful reality. Many Americans struggle to afford insulin, a life-saving medication. With rising costs, people are forced to choose between paying for medicine and keeping a roof over their heads. Blue's decision to step outside hospital roles shows his growing frustration with the broken healthcare system, one that often fails the people it's supposed to protect. This risky choice will also mark a turning point for Blue. Just like Meredith and Bailey before him, he'll be faced with a difficult question. Should he bend the rules to save a life or follow the system and risk losing a patient? The episode seems ready to explore what being a good doctor really means. Jo's challenging case and Link's unresolved tension. Meanwhile, Jo finds herself handling a tough medical case involving a pregnant woman. The case challenges her professionally, but it also brings up emotional tension between her and Link. It's been a few episodes since Link's emotional outburst toward Jo, but neither has truly addressed it on screen. Their relationship has always been one of quiet strength, but unspoken words can cause cracks to grow. This episode could finally give fans the open conversation they've been waiting for, one that explores forgiveness, vulnerability, and love in the middle of chaos. As Jo cares for her patient, the parallels between motherhood, partnership, and compassion might help her find a way to heal things with Link. Just like Ben and Bailey, Jo and Link's bond can only survive through honest communication. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5 Spoilers. At its heart, Grey's Anatomy has always been about more than just surgeries. It's about real people and real struggles. From Simone's emotional discovery about her mother to Blue and Jules' fight against the system, Episode 5 continues the show's mission to highlight the challenges faced by everyday Americans in healthcare. The episode's title, Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, perfectly fits the tone. It's about loss, empathy, and courage. Each storyline weaves into the larger theme of finding humanity within the rules of medicine. Did Grey's Anatomy just try to confuse us with Lucas Adams' New York reveal? Enemy of the state, law and order. Since Lucas Adams was introduced and revealed to be Amelia's nephew in Grey's Anatomy, the focus has been on figuring out who his mom is. The series still hasn't confirmed this, but there have been some clues along the way. In fact, we just thought we'd figured it out not too long after his introduction. Then Grey's Anatomy Season 22, Episode 4 threw us for a bit of a loop. Is this the show backtracking on an idea, or is it just a way to throw us off and even a way to bring up the theories again? Lucas Adams grew up in New York in Grey's Anatomy. During Grey's Anatomy Season 22, Episode 4, Lucas shared with his patient Katie that he grew up in New York. Immediately, alarm bells went off. Didn't he say that he was from Connecticut at first? How is it possible then that he grew up in New York? Is this an inconsistency in his backstory, or could there be more to it? After all, it's not quite ruled out the woman I do believe to be his mom. It's still possible for Lucas to have grown up in New York but be from Connecticut. The problem is, we have little information about Derek and Amelia's sisters, so it's hard to definitely confirm until the show does. Lucas Adams is likely the son of Nancy Shepard. Out of all of Derek's sisters, we can definitely rule out Amelia. She's made it clear that she is Lucas's aunt, so that leaves Nancy, Kathleen, and Liz. Out of the three of them, we know that Nancy moved to Connecticut. This was revealed back in Grey's Anatomy Season 3, which was around 18 years ago. Even if she had just moved to Connecticut around then, it would have made Lucas old enough to grow up in New York, but then come from another state, and with other family members still in New York, he would have likely been back now and then. Yes, the Shepards did live in New York, so the entire storyline tracks. So, why isn't the show confirming this for us? It could be that the writers haven't really thought about it, but it could also be to keep the arc on our minds. The more clues we get, the more we talk about the series and wonder who Lucas is the son of. It's not a bad move in terms of business. Grey's Anatomy actor Brad Everett Young dies in LA car accident at 46. Brad Everett Young, an actor who appeared on popular TV shows such as Grey's Anatomy, died Monday following a car crash in Los Angeles. His publicist confirmed to Entertainment Weekly. He was 46. Brad's passion for both the arts and the people behind them was unmatched. He lived his mission of keeping creativity alive, and his legacy will continue through Dream Loud Official. His family asks for your prayers and thanks you for their privacy at this time, Young's publicist Paul Christensen said in a statement to EW. After seeing a movie late Sunday night, Young was driving alone when his vehicle was struck by another traveling in the wrong direction on the 134 freeway, Christensen confirmed. Young died at the scene, while the other driver was hospitalized and survived. The Hollywood Reporter first reported details of the accident. Since 1999, Young had parts in popular TV series such as Boy Meets World, Felicity, Beverly Hills, 90210, Num3RS, and Popular. In ABC's long-running medical drama Grey's Anatomy, he portrayed a patient in a 2008 episode, Season 5's In the Midnight Hour. Movies he worked on included Charlie's Angels, Men of Honor, I Love You, Man, Love and Basketball, and The Artist, which was named Best Motion Picture of the Year at the Oscars in 2012. Off-screen, Young was the founder of Dream Loud Official, a nonprofit dedicated to keeping arts and music programs in schools. In the latter part of his career, he also focused on photographing celebrities, including Sarah Michelle Gellar, David Harbour, Seth Green, Emma Caulfield Ford, and Gillis Marini. His work was featured in publications such as Vanity Fair, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Elle, and People. Following his death, General Hospital actor Chris McKenna, who plays Jack Brennan, noted on social media that he was in complete shock upon hearing the news. "We just did a shoot a couple weeks ago and we texted this weekend," McKenna wrote. Brad was such a talented, funny, warm, caring guy. He donated his time, his talent. He raised money for underserved schools, and the world is darker today without his light. Rest easy, bud. From Simone Griffith's mother to Doc the dog, exploring Grey's Anatomy's most heart-wrenching deaths and goodbyes. Grey's Anatomy has shocked fans for 22 seasons with unforgettable deaths, from Monica Beltran's tragic end to Doc the dog's heartbreaking farewell. Every character's loss has left a lasting emotional impact, proving that no one at Grey Sloan Memorial is truly safe. Here are the show's most tragic moments. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 premiered on October 9th and is expected to run for 18 episodes. The show continues its mix of hospital drama and personal stories, where no character is ever truly safe. This season started with a shocking major death and has kept fans on edge, with each new episode ending in a dramatic cliffhanger. In the upcoming episode, a new storyline hints at another emotional moment. Simone Griffith will treat a patient who holds a surprising connection to her late mother. The promo shows photos of Simone's mother, who tragically died during childbirth at Grey Sloan Memorial, bringing back memories Simone never got to explore. This storyline ties back to Simone's introduction on the show, giving fans a chance to see her uncover pieces of a past she never knew. Before we dive into that, here's a look at every major death in Grey's Anatomy, from the most recent to some of the earliest unforgettable losses. Monica Beltran death from explosion in Season 22, Episode 1. The 22nd season started with a shocking gas explosion at the hospital. Monica Beltran survived the initial blast but later died from her injuries in the season premiere. Fans expected a main character like Link or Weber to be the victim, but instead, Monica's death reminded viewers that tragedy can strike anyone, even newer characters. Her passing sets a somber tone for the season and connects to the show's history of unexpected losses. Andrew DeLuca was stabbed to death in Season 17, Episode 7. Andrew DeLuca, Meredith's love interest, died after being stabbed while investigating a human trafficking case. Though he seemed on the path to recovery, complications led to his death. DeLuca's passing was emotional because he had grown into a capable doctor and showed resilience, leaving a deep impact on the hospital staff and Meredith's life. Derek Shepherd died in a car accident in Season 11, Episode 21. Derek Shepherd, Meredith's husband and the show's central character, died in a tragic car accident. Despite medical efforts, Meredith had to remove him from life support. Derek's death was a turning point in Grey's Anatomy, leaving both Meredith and fans devastated and showing how even heroic characters are vulnerable. Samuel Norbert Avery died at birth in Season 11, Episode 11. Jackson and April's baby Samuel died shortly after being delivered prematurely at 24 weeks. The baby suffered from a rare condition that made life unsustainable. His passing was particularly heartbreaking because it involved the loss of a child, reminding viewers of the fragility of life and the emotional toll on parents and doctors alike. Mark Sloan died after a plane crash in Season 9, Episode 2. Mark Sloan survived a plane crash in Season 8 but later succumbed to his injuries. Surrounded by loved ones, he passed away, leaving a lasting emotional impact. Mark's journey showed growth from past mistakes to becoming a caring figure, and his death highlighted how quickly life can change in Grey's Anatomy. Lexie Grey also died in a plane crash in Season 8, Episode 24. Lexie Grey, Meredith's half-sister, also died in the plane crash while on the way to assist in surgery. Crushed by debris, she died despite Mark Sloan staying by her side. Lexie's death connected deeply with the audience, emphasizing the sudden dangers doctors face and the emotional weight of losing family. Henry Burton died due to a heart tumor in Season 8, Episode 10. Henry Burton, Teddy Altman's love, died after surgery for a heart tumor. Despite love and medical efforts, he could not be saved. His death illustrated how personal lives and medical emergencies intertwine, leaving lasting sorrow for those involved. Reed Adamson, Charles Percy, and Mary Portman were killed in a hospital shooting in Season 6, episodes 23 to 24. An active shooter scenario at the hospital led to the deaths of Reed Adamson, Charles Percy, and patient Mary Portman. The tragic incident shocked both characters and viewers, highlighting the dangers doctors face in their workplace and the emotional aftermath for survivors. George O'Malley died saving a stranger in Season 6, Episode 1. George O'Malley sacrificed himself to save a woman from a bus, suffering fatal injuries. His heroic death hit fans hard, as George was a core character and close to the central friend group. His bravery left a lasting impression on the series' story of selflessness. Meredith's parents died in Seasons 3 and 15. Meredith's mother, Ellis Gray, died in Season 3 from Alzheimer's complications, and her father, Thatcher Gray, died in Season 15. Their deaths were emotional milestones for Meredith, showing growth, reconciliation, and the natural passage of life. Denny Duquette died after a heart transplant in Season 2, Episode 27. Denny Duquette died shortly after a heart transplant that Izzy Stevens helped him receive. His death was tragic and morally complex, leaving a lasting impact on Izzy and viewers alike, as it was the first major recurring character loss. Doc the dog died of bone cancer in Season 2, Episode 27. Even the hospital pet, Doc, had to be put down due to bone cancer. While not a human character, his death touched Meredith, Derek, and the audience, reminding fans that loss comes in many forms. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5 release details. Episode 5 of Grey's Anatomy Season 22, titled Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, is set to air on Thursday, November 6, 2025. The episode will be broadcast on PT and will also be available for streaming on Hulu. This episode will focus on Simone handling an emotional flashback of her mother's death. Grey's Anatomy has shown that no one is safe, whether a main character, recurring face, or even a pet. Which death do you think was the most heart-wrenching? Bridgerton creators' addictive medical drama is streaming for free. The medical drama, called Private Practice, is arriving on ITVX as part of the Broadcaster's Taste of Disney Plus initiative in partnership with the Walt Disney Company. Private Practice is a spin-off of Bridgerton creator Rhimes' more famous medical show Grey's Anatomy, which is currently on its 22nd season. They may disagree at work, but at the end of the day they are the best of friends. Created by Shonda Rhimes. The show stars Kate Walsh as lead character Addison Montgomery, while her co-stars include Paul Adelstein, Katie Strickland, Taye Diggs, Amy Brenneman, and Tim Daly. The hospital-based series is one of many successful shows created by Rhimes, who is also behind hugely popular dramas like Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and Netflix's Inventing Anna. On IMDb, fans have shared their thoughts on Private Practice, which has a 6.8/10 rating compared to Grey's Anatomy's rating of 7.6/10. One viewer wrote, "Better than Grey's Anatomy. Really good. More mature than Grey's. This is for grown-ups. The characters are good, annoying, stupid, lovely, angry, irrational, just like real people." Another agreed, "Amazing show. Really great drama that has everything that Grey's Anatomy doesn't. Great characters that are complex yet very relatable. Storyline is always fresh and unpredictable. Each episode gets better and better." However, not everyone was convinced, with one person commenting, "This show is really just completely average, which may be better than many shows on television currently, but it is not that good. All of the female characters especially are so one-dimensional." Another viewer complained, "The actors are quite good, but the plot lines are dead and cannot be brought back to life." Nevertheless, one more fan reasoned, "On the whole, the show was an enjoyable watch. It at times seemed to go off on a tangent, but reined itself back in. At times it seems to dwell on sadness and adversity, but at the same time helps us to find something to smile about." Camilla Luddington's two kids, all about the Grey's Anatomy stars' daughter Hayden and son Lucas. Leon Bennett/Disney via Getty Images. Camilla Luddington/Instagram left. Matthew Allen and Camilla Luddington at the Walt Disney Company post-Emmy celebration at Odeum on January 15, 2024 in Los Angeles, California. Right, Camilla Luddington with her two kids. Leon Bennett/Disney via Getty Images. Camilla Luddington /Instagram. Left. Matthew Allen and Camilla Luddington at the Walt Disney Company post-Emmy celebration at Odeon on January 15, 2024 in Los Angeles, California. Right, Camilla Luddington with her 2 kids. At work, Camilla Luddington plays the dramatic life of Jo Wilson on Grey's Anatomy. But at home, she has a calm family life with her kids, daughter Hayden and son Lucas. The British actress and her husband, 13 Reasons Why actor Matthew Allen, welcomed their daughter Hayden in April 2017. 2 years later, the couple married in August 2019, before their son Lucas was born in August 2020. Luddington has said she's grateful to collaborate with a large ensemble cast on Grey's Anatomy, who help her balance her work and home lives. However, that doesn't mean it is always smooth sailing. We have 2 or 3 months off in between seasons, so that's really special with my kids. But it's tricky, she told New Beauty in 2023. You learn as you go, and it's different every year and every age because they change so much and they need different things. So I'm still learning what that balance looks like. Related, who is Camilla Luddington's husband? All about Matthew Allen. In July 2023, Luddington and Allen got their kids' names tattooed on their arms. The ink features Hayden and Lucas monikers linked together in thin cursive handwriting. Here's everything to know about Camilla Luddington's kids, daughter Hayden and son Lucas. Luddington and Allen welcomed their first child, daughter Hayden Allen, in April 2017. We have a new great love in our lives, our sweet baby girl, Hayden. The actress wrote on Instagram alongside a black and white clip of her and her then-boyfriend with their new baby girl. After Luddington and Allen got engaged on New Year's Eve in 2017, Hayden helped her mom make the big announcement. The Tomb Raider voice actress shared a trio of photos on Instagram a couple of weeks after Allen popped the question, including one of baby Hayden touching the engagement ring stone. I'm not sure I even let Matt get through his proposal before I started yelling yes, yes, yes. Of course it was a yes. Luddington captioned the photos. Also Hayden approves. Winky face. Ring sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. Luddington and Allen tied the knot in an intimate coastline ceremony in Santa Barbara, California on August 17, 2019. Hayden was a part of the ceremony, with Allen carrying his daughter down the aisle after he and his bride said, "I do." Shortly before the wedding, Luddington told people that she and Allen already feel married because we have a 2-year-old. But there's something romantic to us about solidifying that family unit by having the ceremony and actually having Hayden present, she explained. Hayden is already a sporty kid. She started taking ice skating lessons in 2024. She's also a Home Alone fan, with her mom treating her to a special backyard movie night screening of the classic 90s film in December 2023. Luddington occasionally shares photos of her children on Instagram. Over the years, the actress has posted about Hayden joining her when she cast her presidential vote in 2020, Hayden's first time seeing snow in December 2020, and 2 summer 2024 carousels that included Hayden golfing and hanging out at a cat cafe. "This is my little one, smiling face with hearts, smiling face with hearts. My heart bursts on a daily basis," Luddington wrote on Instagram in honor of Mother's Day 2020. Luddington and Allen's second child, son Lucas Matthew Allen, was born in August 2020. After what felt like a year-long third trimester, it finally happened. Matt and I are so happy to announce the birth of our sweet baby boy Lucas, otherwise known as my little lion face, Luddington wrote alongside a snap of her at the hospital on Instagram. She gave birth during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, which she called a different experience, as she had to labor in a mask for 15 hours. It was intense. Anybody else who gave birth during the pandemic, I feel like we have a bond too because of things like that, Luddington said during an appearance on The Kelly Clarkson Show in 2021. She told people in 2020 that Lucas was the only boy's name my husband and I ever really liked, and it had topped our boys' name list back when I was pregnant with Hayden. Hayden was excited to have a baby brother, with Luddington sharing that her daughter was so giddy when Lucas arrived and couldn't stop kissing his head and saying how cute he was. "We were relieved, as you just never know with a toddler how they may react to things," she shared. "The day we brought him home will always be one of my favorite memories ever." Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After giving birth to Lucas, Luddington experienced postpartum anxiety and was diagnosed with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD. During a 2024 episode of her podcast, Call It What It Is, she noted that it's important to her that her kids not be ashamed of seeking help or taking medication, any of those things that can reset your mental health. That's why I like talking about this, because I feel like there's still a stigma, and I just want to be able to be open and understand. Hey, mom has anxiety, she explained. I want them to know that it doesn't weakness to seek help. Ludington shared her first post-birth Instagram photo of Lucas in March 2021, captioning a photo of her then 6-month-old son looking at a book. He has my cheeks rolling on the floor laughing. By the following year, he was out on the lake fishing with his mom. She has since shared a few family updates on social media, including a video of herself dressing up in a dinosaur costume and dancing to Beyoncé's Texas Hold'em, to the delight of both her giggling kids in February 2024. Shonda Rhimes' medical drama dubbed Even Better Than Grey's Anatomy streaming for free. The medical drama, titled Private Practice, will be available on ITVX as part of the broadcaster ITV's Taste of Disney Plus initiative, in collaboration with the Walt Disney Company. Private Practice, a spin-off from Bridgerton creator Rhimes' more renowned medical show Grey's Anatomy, now in its 22nd season, focuses on the life of neonatal surgeon Addison Montgomery and aired from 2007 to 2013. According to the ITVX synopsis for Private Practice, the doctors of Seaside Health and Wellness work with patients whose medical needs often pose moral and ethical dilemmas. They may disagree at work, but at the end of the day, they are the best of friends. Created by Shonda Rhimes. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5, Blue and Jules take a risk in Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child. Check spoilers inside. In Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5, Simone will face an emotional case tied to her late mother. Jo handles a tough pregnancy case, and Blue and Jules risk it all to save a diabetic patient amid a broken healthcare system. The doctors at Grey Sloan Memorial are once again preparing for a week full of emotion, difficult choices, and personal revelations. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 5, titled Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, is all set to air on Thursday, and will later be available to stream on Hulu. Major Grey's Anatomy character confirmed to appear less in Season 22. Sadly, we won't be seeing much of this beloved Grey's Anatomy character in Season 22. Spoilers are ahead from Grey's Anatomy Season 22, Episodes 1 and 2. After the shocking Season 22 premiere, Grey's Anatomy returned with its second episode on. In this brand new episode, the doctors of Grey Sloan Memorial struggle to deal with the aftermath of the explosion and the death of one of their own. If you recall from the first episode, Dr. Monica Beltran dies from internal bleeding after a large piece of equipment falls on her during the explosion, leaving her trapped. Unfortunately, Jules witnessed the entire incident, and the second episode shows just how deeply it has impacted her. Amelia is also profoundly affected by Monica's death. The two shared a will they won't they dynamic, and sadly, we'll never see if it could have developed into something more. Throughout the second episode, we watch as Amelia grapples with her grief. She struggles emotionally because she feels responsible for the explosion in the first place. On top of her friend's death, Amelia also feels guilty about a young patient who is now suffering from locked-in syndrome because of a risky surgery she performed. Fortunately, she has Meredith and her good friend Maggie there to help her out. But it takes a good minute for her to come to terms with the tragedy and begin taking steps toward healing. What's the first step toward healing for Amelia? She decides to take a step back from work, announcing to Richard that she plans to take a sabbatical from Grey Sloan. She hadn't taken time off from work in 4 years. This just shows how deeply the recent events have affected her and how important it is for her to focus on her own well-being for the first time in a long while. So, what does this mean for Amelia moving forward? Amelia will appear less in Grey's Anatomy Season 22. As much as I'd like to say that I'm joking, the reality is that Amelia will have a reduced presence in Grey's Anatomy Season 22. Grey's Anatomy writer Zoanne Clack revealed this unfortunate news in a new interview with The Wrap. Since Amelia has decided to take a step back from her duties at Grey Sloan to focus on healing, Clack told The Wrap that she will be appearing less frequently on the show. But wait, it's not a permanent thing. Clack confirmed that Amelia will return periodically and eventually come back full-time. So, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Amelia's story isn't ending anytime soon. That said, Deadline also reported that, according to sources, Amelia will be absent for the next 8 episodes, with the fan favorite set to return in 2026. However, this makes things confusing and contradicts Clark's earlier statement. How can Amelia appear periodically if she's going to be absent for the next 8 episodes? While the details are a bit murky at the moment, one thing is certain. Amelia Shepherd's journey is far from over. We might be seeing less of her for now, but this break gives Amelia the chance to focus on herself, process recent traumas, and come back stronger than ever. It's the right way to take her story, even